Good morning, students. This is the third video lesson of our second chapter of geography inside our Earth. In the previous class, we studied about the types of rocks. In that, we mainly studied about the three types of rocks, that there are three types of rocks. First one is igneous rock, second we have sedimentary rock, and third is metamorphic rock. In detail, we studied about the igneous rock, that it is derived from the Latin word ignis, which means fire. Then we studied that there are two types of igneous rock. First one is extrusive igneous rock and second is intrusive igneous rock. Extrusive igneous rock, we studied that when lava comes out on the surface of the earth and it's solidified, then the extrusive igneous rocks are formed. The examples I gave you as basalt, and also I gave you the example of our Deccan Plateau, which is in India. Then we studied about the intrusive igneous rock. I told you that when the magma lies inside the earth's surface and it cools down and solidified, then pieces which are formed is known as the intrusive igneous rock. Now in this class we shall learn about the two another types of rocks, that was the rest part of the rock, that is sedimentary rock and the metamorphic rock. So by the end of this video lesson, you will be able to define the sedimentary rock, the metamorphic rock. Also you will be able to explain the formation of sedimentary rocks as well as the metamorphic rocks. So first of all, let's talk about sedimentary rock. Sedimentary, it is derived from the Latin word sedimentum, meaning to settle down. If you remember, the igneous rock, it is derived from the Latin word ignis, which means to fire, and somehow the formation of igneous rock, it was related to fire or heat or hot magma. That when magma comes out, when volcanic eruption it takes place, magma comes out and then it becomes lava, and then the igneous rocks are formed. So in the same way, it is quite related to the formation of the sedimentary rock to settle down. So now we will understand the formation of sedimentary rock, how it is formed. So igneous rocks, it rolls down, crack down and hit each other and are broken down into small fragments. So when the igneous rock, it collides with each other, it crack down and it hit each other, then it is broken into small fragments. These small fragments are known as sediments. Now one question must be there in your mind, that how it will collide and how it will roll down. So let me tell you one thing, that there is the movement of plate inside the earth's surface. So that's how the movement of the plates, it tends to the collision of the igneous rocks, and then when the small fragments are found, it is known as sediments. Then the sediments are transported and deposited by the wind and water. The question is, what is this wind and water? What is the use of wind and water? All right. As I am telling you that sedimentary rocks, when the igneous rock, it broken down into small fragments, the sediments are found. Then with the sediments, sedimentary rocks are formed. How sedimentary rocks are formed? There are the two things, wind and water. These two things carry the sediments and settle down at a place. Now you can relate it. Settle down at a place. So after many years, at that place only, when the sediments settle down, it forms the sedimentary rock. These loose sediments are compressed and hardened to form layers of rocks, which is known as sedimentary rocks. As I told you, let's see the formation with the help of the figure. The four figures show the formation of sedimentary rocks in the different phases. First of all, the first figure, as you can see, eroded sediments end up in the water and begin to settle. Now what happens when the eroded sediments, the soil, it is taken by water or wind at a place. So suppose here the factor is water. Now the sediments, it is taken into water and it forms a layer. In the second picture you can see, with time more layers pile up and presses down the lower layer. What happens after many time, the another layer is formed. More sediments are brought by the water or the wind, all right, and the more layers are found. Now same way, after some more time, what will happen? Another layer will be formed. But lastly, what will happen? Salt crystals glue the layers together. Rock mass formed is sedimentary. Now what will happen after millions of years? What will happen? The different layers of the sediments will be formed, and the layer which is the lowest layer, it will be compressed and hardened by the other sediments, all right, and it forms the sedimentary rocks. Okay, for example, sandstone is made up of grains of sand. These rocks may also contain fossils of plants and animals and microorganisms that once lived on them. How? Suppose two layers are found. Now there is the dead body of an animal, all right. Suppose it will be here. After the time, what will happen? The another sediments, the layers of sediments will be formed. So the dead body of the animal will be in between the different layers. Understood? So when the sedimentary rock will be formed, what will happen? Within the sedimentary rock, the fossils can be get. So that's how it contains the fossils of the plants and animals, also of the microorganisms. Now metamorphic rocks. Moving towards the third category of rock, that is metamorphic rock. Metamorphic rock, it is derived from the Greek word, that is metamorphose, meaning change of form. Now it is quite interesting. As you can see, like rest of the two rocks, it is formed from the Latin word, that is igneous and the sedimentum. But this third category, which is metamorphic rock, it is formed by the Greek word, that is metamorphose, meaning change of form. Igneous rocks and the sedimentary rocks can change into metamorphic rock. You can correlate it with the meaning, like metamorphose, the change of form. But how? It's quite interesting. As you can see in the picture, the formation of metamorphic rock. When magma comes out, as I told you, it forms igneous rock. Igneous rock, when it rolls down, collide with each other, sediments are formed, and when sediments are carried by wind and water, the sedimentary rock is formed. Now this igneous and sedimentary rock, when these two rocks go under great heat and pressure, it forms metamorphic rock. As for example, we have clay change into slate, and limestone, it change into marble. So what we have studied today? We studied about the other two types of rock, that is sedimentary rock and the metamorphic rock. Sedimentary rock, when the igneous rock rolls down or it cracks down and broken down into small fragments, and these sediments are carried by wind and water, and when it is compressed and hardened, then it forms the different layers, which is known as, after some time, which is known as sedimentary rock. Example, we have sandstone. It is made from the grains of sand. You must have seen grains of sand near the rivers. And it also may contain the fossils. Now metamorphic rock. Igneous rock and sedimentary rocks can change into metamorphic rocks under great heat and pressure. For example, clay changes into slate and limestone into marble. Alright. So till here we have covered the three types of rocks. First one, the igneous rock. Second, the metamorphic rock. Third, the sedimentary rock. This much we are done. In the next class, we shall learn about the rock cycle. Also, we will study about the uses of different minerals and rocks. Till then, you have to do these 3 questions. These are very easy questions that you can mainly do with the help of this video lesson. Define sedimentary rocks and metamorphic rocks. Explain the formation of sedimentary rocks as well as the formation of metamorphic